I'm Ted V. Michaels, and you are watching Nerdlocker.
What is up, Internet? Welcome back to Nerdlocker.com. I'm Brandon.
I'm Cody.
And we got some kind of odd video game news to start this week's episode.
Yeah, it's not really like news. It's just more of like, I guess it's news. Pretty much, I feel like a lot of people are trying to push, the gaming industry, I would say in general, is trying to push digital downloads, trying to get everyone to do that.
Like
and yeah,
everything else.
Pretty much. Everything's supposed to go in the cloud and blah, 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 whatever. It's cool. It's awesome for the convenience. Truthfully, I'm a hardcore, hard copy kind of guy. I want to hold it in my hand. I want to smell it. But if you're current on games right now, I don't know if you downloaded them. I bought the actual copy. No. But GTA is coming in at 18 gigabytes, which takes up quite a bit of space.
Yeah. Last of Us is at 27 gigabytes.
Which, I mean, if you look at the graphics and stuff, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Killzone, though, the PS3 or PS4 exclusive, is going to be 50. That
is so much.
You get 500 gigabytes of space. It's probably like 4 something, but that's like a huge chunk of your thing. It's a huge chunk. That's like, what, 10%? I'm not good at math. So
I'm no mathematician either.
Either way, it's a lot, and it's really dumb.
And I really don't understand. They're talking about the download time as well. Just, I mean, what it took. I think it's a half hour to get Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, that was pretty much everyone. I mean, but that was a tiny, like, 4 gigabyte like download. This is a full 50 gigabytes. Like, Sony would have to be on top of their game, and your internet service provider would have to be on top of their game, which, as we all know in the world, that's never the case. Yeah, never the case. Only at like 3 in the morning when everyone else is asleep. So unless you want to do that with your games, it still would take you 14 hours to download. 13 to 14 hours to download Killzone. Which is the most ridiculous thing.
The other thing they're talking about is just game freezes, being that everything's stored in the cloud. What if the system...
Well, you would store it on the games on your hard drive, and you would store your other stuff on the cloud, but still...
It's still just...
You're putting so much... I don't know. I don't know if it works better, but...
I understand the whole world's moving to digital download. Music was obviously like the first thing to really...
That's easy.
Format straight into that. Small. I know movies now, some people are just going straight to digital downloading, but... I feel like video games, if we're going to keep them consistent and keep them to the quality we want, putting them on that is just going to require so much memory.
I think it's just going to more or less like hinder people's wanting to play. Like,
that too.
I'm not going to sit there, download something forever. It's mainly why I built a gaming computer, and then I don't want to play any video games on the computer because it takes forever to download everything.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Just done.
So, I don't know, let us know your opinion on this, but we're going to throw it over to Jimmy and Bobby with some Boom movie studio news.
Hey there, nerds. Bobby and Jimmy here with some comic book news of a different variety. Boom and Fox have teamed up.
Yes, this is pretty big news for Boom Studios. They're getting into the movie-making business. From Fox, this means they're going to start making Boom Studio properties. For Boom, this means they're going to start rebooting Fox properties in comic book form. So.
I think that's pretty exciting. And then you look at some of the particulars. They're going to split the money, obviously. Boom gets first dibs. But they're then going to split the money 50-50 with the creators of the comic books, which is awesome.
That's a whole new thing. And I want to mention that because that's a whole way for comic creators in the last 2 years to create image titles and stuff like that. Like, for instance, Saga, split down the middle. So if this can move into movies, I mean, that's excellent for the creators that write this stuff.
And it'll avoid the court issues that we've seen with Superman, Batman, some of the other Marvel or DC entities. So I think this is great news. I'm excited to see what they come up with.
Yeah, and this might actually end up being bad news, though, because if you remember the Siegel family thing, they're still got their hands in that property. So who knows? Creators might have their hands in things for decades to come. So that's actually good, though. Who knows? We'll see.
Well, let us know what you guys think in the comments below.
So, I don't know if you've been paying attention to Nerdlocker, like we have, because we have to, but every week we talk about... Oh, well, you should be watching it sometimes.
I'm just kidding.
Every week we talk about a new movie that has been turned into a...
It seems like every week. It seems like it's been forever.
It's
literally only been like 4 weeks, maybe like a month of this.
But I feel like it's more reporting on this than we should ever have to be doing.
Yeah, no, the fact that it's like every week it seems like we get another title. Like we first heard about 1, and then it was like, oh, then we heard about 2, and then we heard about 4, and now it's...
Well, yeah. We're talking about movies that are becoming television shows. We saw it with Hannibal. We saw it with Bates Motel. Seen a couple other things. We heard American Psycho. We heard just a lot of crap we don't want to see. Well, NBC is in production right now to make The Money Pit, the Tom Hanks movie, into a television show. I guess one of the writers at Office will be writing it, which I just, once again, sounds canceled to me. Limitless. This one will actually be produced by Bradley Cooper.
This is the only one out of all of them that I've heard over the last couple of weeks that I'm like, okay, I can see that working. I can see that being able to move around and make it cool. But it still does not excite me because it's dumb and it's already been done.
It's like we're just running out of ideas for television.
Oh my god, we ran out of ideas for movies. Let's just remake old movies. Oh my god, we ran out of ideas for TV. Let's just use movies.
Couldn't agree more. I guess the last one in this is Scream might be going to television. Weinstein brothers said that they were kind of irritated that they didn't kill off everyone in the fourth Scream film because they've milked that cow, which I agree. I feel like they've covered all the bases you can in slasher movies. The first, the 1, 2, 3, and the reboot. But like, I don't think there's any more story you can tell. And bringing it to television, they also said that it might be taking a supernatural direction.
Well, that's how you cover all the other movies because it's like supernatural horror movies, which is dumb. It's Scream. It's about movies. It's a movie about movies and how crazy those movies are and how funny and whatever. But it's a freaking movie. Oh, this pisses me off.
It seems so unnecessary.
Yes. Give me money to make a show. I'll make an awesome show.
Every Scream movie, it's a different murder. So each episode, there's going to be a new killer. Every season, there's a new killer. That's going to get so old so quick.
There's a show like that already. It's called Law and Order. And then they made another one like that called CSI. Oh my god. And then they made another one like that called Dexter.
So you can just do that, I guess. I don't know. This is all very odd, and I feel like networks are getting a little desperate.
Yeah. I'm completely 100% agree with you. I really don't like this idea.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not the one calling shots, and you're the ones, not necessarily our Nerdlocker reviews, because I know you guys are a lot more smart than most people's. I messed up all my grammar on that on purpose.
It's okay.
Whatever. But I just feel like the American public is going to ruin this for everyone. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm part of that public. It sucks.
Well, that is all we have to talk about this week on Nerdlocker. Until next week, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and nerdlocker.com for all your nerdy news. I am Brandon.
I'm Cubby.
And we'll see you next week. Have a very nerdy week.